What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Austin Zabak, and in today's YouTube video, we're going to talk about why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And I know you've all heard this saying before, and if you're anything like me, you probably even believed at one point in your life, or maybe even today watching this YouTube video, that the secret formula that the wealthy have, they are not sharing with people like you and I. I mean, what really truly separates the rich from the poor? Why is it that 3% of the United States of America controls 97% of all of the money? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe right now that the wealthy have some secret formula or some secret magical thing that they do every single day that makes them wealthy? Do you believe that, or do you believe that anybody can become rich? I'm going to share with you exactly why the rich are rich, why the wealthy are wealthy, and why the poor are poor in today's video. I'm also going to share with you exactly how you can go out and become wealthy and achieve, the rich status, quote unquote, in 2020 and beyond. And I will tell you one thing to start off the video. A lot of what we're going to talk about today is in the mind, okay? We are also going to talk about a couple of things that nobody else is talking about here on YouTube and that I know for sure you've not heard in a YouTube video yet, okay? These are things that the rich people do every single day that I know for a fact if you're not rich, you're not doing, okay? So again, a lot of it starts with the mindset, okay? The mindset in between your ears. My mentor once told me, he said, Austin, the 6 inches between your ears is the most expensive real estate you will ever own in your life. I'm also going to share with you what the wealthy people avoid doing at all costs in order to maintain their wealth. These are things that they do every single day and that they avoid doing every single day to attract wealth effortlessly into their life, to literally operate and vibrate at an abundant level so that money actually comes to them. They attract money rather than waking up and having to chase down money every single day. And I know if you're watching, you're like, Austin, I've been chasing money my whole life, and I have as well, okay? There's been many times in my life where I've chased money, but I will tell you, money chasing you will always beat you chasing money. I have seen people from all walks of life become successful. The moment that I became aware of what I'm about to talk about today, I have literally witnessed people that you would have never thought in a million years could have achieved wealth, status, could have gotten rich, but I have watched it with my own eyes. It is real. It is something that people are doing every single day, and it is something that I know for a fact that if some of the people that I've seen do what I'm about to share with you, that you can do it too. I've also seen the opposite. I've seen people that have worked their entire life. They're the hardest workers ever. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you're one of these people if you're watching this video right now. People that have just grinded. They put their face to the grindstone for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Maybe it's road construction. Maybe it is manual labor. Maybe it is working at the car wash. Maybe it is working at a drive-thru. I don't know what it is, but I've seen people literally work their face off and never get rich. Get out your pen and your paper. We're about to jump right into this, and we're about to share with you the secret formula of why the wealthy are wealthy. And if you haven't already, smash that like button because it helps out the YouTube algorithm, and it puts this video in front of a bunch of other people just like you that need this video. So please smash the like button. Point number 1 is to avoid getting too comfortable. It is human nature to gravitate towards the comfortable things in life. We always want to gravitate towards the things that we know the best, the things that our brain is familiar with, right? Those are the things that are simple, they're easy, it comes effortlessly, but I'm telling you right now, that will ultimately kill you. What happens is you get content. You fall into the pattern of comfortability, the flat screen on your wall, the recliner that you sit in every night, the car that you're used to driving, the route that you drive to on your way to work every morning becomes normal for you. It becomes comfortable for you, and you become content with those things in your life. It is really important that you recognize the things that I'm talking about right now. This will be the difference between you living an ordinary life and between you becoming rich beyond your wildest imagination, okay? So you've got to realize the things that are comfortable in your life, and you've got to start to gravitate towards things that are uncomfortable, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. Remember, doing the things that are uncomfortable will typically result in you living a better life. I had a mentor tell me one time, he said, Austin, if you do in life what is easy, life will be hard. But he said, Austin, if you do in life what is hard, life will be easy. I'll give you a really practical tip of something that is uncomfortable that I do every single day that opens up my mind to new possibilities and other things that are uncomfortable, and that is taking a cold shower. I do this first thing when I wake up in the morning. I get into my shower and I take an ice cold shower, and I'll tell you what, it is the most uncomfortable thing in the world, but that is precisely why I do it every day. It gets me out of my comfort zone. It forces me to think outside of the box. It forces me to wake up like that without any sort of coffee or caffeine or anything like that. If you can toughen your cells, if you can toughen your brain, right? If you can get your subconscious mind and your conscious mind to do the things that are uncomfortable, and for those things to start to become easier for you, then there are other things in your life right now that you will start to be able to do that are currently uncomfortable that will eventually be comfortable for you, and ultimately this will change your destiny. Thing number 2 that wealthy people do not do is they do not allow their fears to fester. Fear is essentially your subconscious mind making up negative situations in your head. It is false evidence appearing real. That is what fear stands for. False evidence appearing real. This can easily keep you from starting that new business, crushing that interview, asking that girl out, or whatever it is that you've been procrastinating on as a result of allowing your fear to actually fester. The moment that you allow fear to sit in your mind, it will become stronger and stronger and stronger. And your mind is going to, again, gravitate towards what? What is comfortable? What is comfortable? The things that you know. What is fearful? The things that you don't know. The things that are unknown. So if you let fear start to set in and you really let it start to occupy your brain, you're going to go right towards what is comfortable. You're going to immediately halt anything that is uncomfortable, which is anything new or anything unknown. It is extremely imperative that the moment that you notice fear coming into your life and you feel the sense of anxiety or worry or fear, that you immediately conquer it. You smash it right on the head and you say, absolutely not. You got to look fear dead in the eye and you've got to say, I refuse to let this, or you got to look at it as a person, to sit in my brain and to fog my brain and to fog my life. I refuse immediately, and you've got to pivot and go a different direction mentally. If you're watching this video right now, this can make it or break it from you being rich, you being wealthy, you doing whatever you want in your life, driving whatever cars you want, going on whatever vacations you want, the most beautiful places in the world, surrounding yourself with amazing individuals, traveling whenever you want, wherever you want. I'm telling you, if you allow your fear to run your life, you will never become wealthy. You conquer that fear, I'm telling you, you'll become more heroic than you ever have before. You will be able to do things that you never deemed possible in your life. And even if you're like, Austin, I don't believe it. It is too good to be true. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that. I see how other people could do that, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to do that. I'm telling you, you are 100% wrong. The third thing that you're going to want to avoid is jealousy on every level. The rich and the wealthy people in this world do not associate themselves with the emotion of jealousy. Jealousy is 100% detrimental to any culture, any environment, or any relationship, and so much to the point that even the tiniest bit of jealousy can literally damage or actually separate the relationship, the culture, or the environment altogether. When somebody is focused on jealousy, they're typically letting their past experiences and their ideals get in their own way. And ultimately, they're focused on themselves and they're not focused on serving other people. They do not have an abundance mindset. They do not have a loving mindset. It is very insecure. It is a very self-serving state of mind to be in. They're definitely not focused on personal development, okay? Jealous people are not working on themselves in any way, shape, or form. They're 100% focused on getting what they want, and that is the only thing that matters to them. They are not focused on other people, and I'm telling you, if you're not focused on other people and serving other people, you can never become successful. It is very important to interact with people from a filter of love, okay? The Bible, I don't know if you're into the Bible, it doesn't matter if you are or aren't, but the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself. You cannot have love and jealousy at the same time. So if you build your life on a true foundation of love, a platform of love, and you're loving everybody as yourself, you're loving your neighbor as yourself, your business partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, the people that you're surrounded by every day, then you cannot be in a jealous place at the same time that you're in a loving place. It is simply impossible to be in those two places at the same time. So if you can operate out of a place of love, you will automatically remove yourself from the place of jealousy. The key to a lot of this too is to remember, you gotta stay in your own lane. You've gotta get a little bit better every single day. I know if you're watching this YouTube video, you're like, Austin, I wanna become wealthy. I wanna become rich. I wanna become better mentally. I wanna work on myself. And I want to be able to be a better father, be a better mother, a better boyfriend, a better girlfriend, a better leader, a better coach, a better teacher, a better whatever. And the key, first of all, is to smash the like button. But after you do that, the key is to watch the rest of this video and to implement what we're talking about. I promise you, this stuff works. These are the things that the rich and the wealthy people use every single day to maintain the wealth that they have in their life. The fourth major thing that you have to avoid is playing the blame game if you want to become wealthy. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever catch yourself pointing at other people when something goes wrong or something doesn't go the way that you thought it should have gone? Do you look at other people and do you point to other people, or do you point to yourself? Do you look at yourself in the mirror and do you take full responsibility for why things didn't work out, okay? Now, here's how you're gonna know the difference. If you're thinking in your brain right now, excuses as to why it is that you point at other people, then that is ultimately you not taking responsibility. You have to take responsibility even in those moments where maybe there's a really good reason that somebody else should assume the blame, but for whatever reason they're not. Because the reality of it is you're never going to be able to control other people, and you have to focus on what you can control. You have to take a massive step back and you have to ask yourself, is there anything you could have done? I'm talking like anything you could have done, okay, to have a different outcome of that situation. If the answer is yes on any level, like there's something, even if it was like far way out into the distance, like way, way, way out there, like you're like I could have probably done this, but I don't see how this other person, blah, 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 whatever the case is. The reality of it is that means it is your fault and you need to take responsibility. You cannot play the blame game. The blame game is for victims, and you will never get rich. You will never get wealthy, I promise you, if you point the finger and blame other people. Take inventory of the next time that you blame somebody else, the next time that you point the finger, and really ask yourself, is there something you could have done? Could you have gone above and beyond in some area to make sure that that never happens again, and ultimately to take responsibility? You will live a phenomenal life the moment that you start taking responsibility. I know that this is especially true for me. There was many, many, many years in my life where I thought I was taking responsibility, but I wasn't. I was playing the blame game and had all the excuses in the world why that person should have been at fault, and it should have been on that person to upload the YouTube video or to get the thumbnail right or whatever the case was. And the reality of it is 100% of the time, it was my responsibility. And remember, if you want to become a leader, you should not ever be afraid to get into the trenches, right? The reality of it is your people will only do what they see you doing. So if you want to become a leader of a large organization someday, you want to lead a team of people, you want to lead your family, you want to lead your marriage, people will only follow you to the point of which you go to. So if you're not willing to get in the trenches and you're not willing to kind of join arms with somebody that's down in the trenches, like shoveling dirt out of the trench, then ultimately you're not fit to be a leader. And I will tell you one thing for sure. There are not many people in the world that have become rich or successful that are not leaders in some area. Typically people that are wealthy, people that make a lot of money, they lead organizations of people. And last but not least, I saved the best for last, and this is something that you have to do if you want to become wealthy or rich, and that is to delegate. People that don't make a lot of money are people that are not delegating in their life. Have you ever heard the saying that if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself? I'll tell you what, that is a saying that I've never heard a wealthy person say or a rich person say for a couple of different reasons. Number one, there is no way, if you want to become wealthy, that you can ever do everything yourself. It is literally impossible. And I will tell you this, that you would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of your own, okay? That is the fact of the matter and the reality of the situation 100 times out of 100. Now, if that means that you can go find somebody else to do what you would have done at 100%, but they're only going to do it at, let's just say 70%, but it allows you to go take 100% of your energy and focus it elsewhere, you're now completing two different tasks at 170% as opposed to one task at 100%. And really the root of the problem is you don't trust other people, right? You don't trust other people to do the things that you think you can do the best. And I'll be honest with you, many times people are not going to be able to perform at the level that you're able to perform. But what you have to remember is you can only do so many things at 100% anyway. So it doesn't even matter because you're leaving a lot of things on the table by not delegating. So you've got to learn how to delegate, even if it is a simple thing. So if you're watching this video right now and you can figure out a way to delegate getting your house cleaned because it is not efficient for you to clean your house every single week, then somebody needs to come in and clean your house for $50 or $100 so that you can take that same amount of time and invest it into your business, invest it into your relationships, invest it into the startup that you're trying to start, invest it elsewhere, but you should probably not be folding your laundry for 2 hours a day if you are slacking in your business and you're not where you want to be financially. You have to learn how to delegate. And just because maybe the maid wouldn't fold the laundry the way that you want it folded or the way that you would fold it yourself doesn't mean you shouldn't delegate. Look, you've got to figure out where your time is best spent. Where's your time best used? And you've got to ultimately do the things that you need to be doing that are best spent with your time. Okay, that is just a reality of what you have to do if you want to become rich, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to make a lot of money, okay, in 2020 and beyond over the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you have to figure out how to delegate, okay? And you've got to take accountability of these different things that we've talked about in today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope it provided a ton of value and a ton of knowledge to you. Look, if you're not doing the things that we talked about in today's video or you're doing too much of the wrong ones, then I encourage you to make a list, okay? Make a list of what you're doing that you could be doing better and make a list of what you're doing that you need to work on, okay? And ultimately, that is going to help you move the needle in your life to get closer and closer to doing the things that you need to do in order to make a lot of money, in order to become financially free, financially independent, and to live financially abundant. I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.